Now we're going to talk about another verb in Spanish that's a little bit tricky. That's the verb estar. Estar is the verb to be. Wait a minute. I thought we learned the verb ser that was to be. And now I'm telling you estar is also to be? Well, that's the tricky part. In Spanish we have two verbs that both mean to be. Oh, well, that's one of the hardest parts of learning Spanish for an English speaker. Because in English we just have one form of saying to be. I'm John, or I'm in a class. But in Spanish we use ser in some circumstances and we use estar in others. Well, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry. 2 steps. The first step, how to write the verb estar. And the second step, when do we use estar versus when do we use ser. And that's what we'll be working on, because that's one of the trickiest things for English speakers to learn in Spanish. Well, let's begin. Estar is conjugated as follows. Yo estoy. Yo estoy. I am. Yo estoy. Well, let's make some sentences now. Yo estoy feliz. I am happy. Feliz Navidad, right? Merry Christmas. Feliz cumpleaños, right? Happy birthday. Yo estoy feliz. We use estar when we're talking about ¿cómo estás? Right? When you ask somebody, how are you? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Yo estoy feliz. I'm happy. Or yo estoy muy bien. Gracias. Or I'm very well, thank you. Estar is used for a state of being. Yo estoy feliz. I'm happy. Because you might ask me 5 minutes later, how are you? And maybe I'll change and I'll be feeling sad. Tú estás triste. You are sad. Tú estás triste. Yo estoy feliz. Tú estás triste. Maybe 5 minutes later, yo estoy feliz y tú estás triste. And then maybe yo estoy triste y tú estás feliz. You know what I mean? This is a state of being. I wouldn't say yo soy feliz. I am happy with the verb ser. The verb ser is used more for descriptions. Yo soy profesor. Yo soy John. Right? I'm a professor. I'm John. If I wanted to use the verb ser with feliz, I would have to say something like yo soy una persona feliz. Like I'm a happy person. But if you want to know how somebody is, ¿cómo estás?, they would answer with one of these states of being. Él está, let's say, él está loco. He's crazy. Right? That's a common expression. Ella está loca. She's crazy. Now that doesn't mean that they're mentally insane. That just means, you know, that at the moment, in this time, he's nuts. He's crazy. Él está loco. Well, besides feelings and emotions, the other time we use the verb estar is when we're talking about location. ¿Dónde estás? Where are you? Right? You wouldn't say yo soy en mi casa. That doesn't make sense. You would say yo estoy en mi casa. Or we could say nosotros estamos en la clase. We are in the class. Estamos en la clase. Somos estudiantes. Estamos en la clase. You see, we are students. We use the verb ser as a description. Estamos en la clase. We are in the class. We use the verb estar to talk about our location. Ellos, ellas y ustedes están. Well, we could say they are en una fiesta. Ellos están en una fiesta. They are at a party. Right? Where are they? ¿Dónde están? Están en una fiesta. Somebody asks you, ¿dónde estás? Where are you? They call you on the phone. ¿Dónde estás? You could say, yo estoy en New York. Yo estoy en Toronto. Yo estoy en un restaurante. Right? Yo estoy en la casa de mi mamá. Right? wherever you happen to be. So remember, estar is used for emotions, states of being. Estoy feliz. Tú estás triste. Él está loco. It's also used for location. Nosotros estamos en la clase. Ellos están en una fiesta. So we will have to continue working on that, because this is one of the hardest things for English thinkers and speakers to grasp in the Spanish language.